I was scrolling through YouTube, watching the hate videos on Game of Thrones, and I saw a comment that made me angry, and I wanted to share it with you guys. This boy, I think he's a child, but okay. This boy says, I don't understand why people like Daenerys. I watched this show only recently with my family who saw it live. All I kept saying was, Daenerys need to be humbled. Because without her impenetrable dragons, impenetrable armies, and impenetrable reputation, she was just another twisted girl with a sick dream. Well, if I'm allowed to say, this applies to every person in Westeros, and it applies to every person, every powerful person on earth, in the real world, okay? Without your money, a rich person without his money, he's nothing, okay? We pay attention to what Elon Musk is saying on Twitter, and we follow him and we take him seriously. Why? Because he's rich. He has money, okay? When he talks to politicians, they listen. You know why? Because he's rich, he has money. Without the money, his voice would be less. So of course, Daenerys would be nothing without her army and her dragons, but it applies to everyone. Sansa, without her army, without the lords in the north supporting her, she's nothing too. She's just a girl. If she was not a Stark, she would just be another girl. She should be nothing. And then some people like to say, but Jon Snow is nothing. Well, Jon Snow, he's a Snow. He's a bastard. He's known as a bastard. So, but somehow he was able to acquire power and respect. Yeah, he was able to do that because people think he's the son of Ned Stark. Even though he's a bastard, people still think he's Ned Stark's son. If he was not Ned Stark's son in the eyes of the people, he would not be where he is today. Your title matters. Your name matters. Even though, and your blood matters. Okay. Even though Jon Snow was able to acquire things, people think he's just a random guy who was able to acquire things because he's smart or he works better with people, he's able to work with people. No, it's because people thought he's Ned Stark's son. There was no way they were going to make him king in the north if they didn't think he was Ned Stark's son. And another thing is, they thought he was the only surviving son of Ned Stark. That's why they made him king. Like, dude, okay. And okay, here's another thing. He says, another girl with a sick dream. Why is it a sick dream for Daenerys Targaryen to take back her ancestral home? Literally, King's Landing was built by her ancestors. Without her ancestors, King's Landing would not exist. Was it a sick dream for Stannis to want to take back the throne from Joffrey? Take it back to his family line? Because as you know, Joffrey was not a Baratheon. Was it a sick dream for Stannis? Or is it a sick dream if Daenerys does it? Is it a sick dream for Sansa to want to take over Winterfell? Is it a sick dream? Is it a sick dream for Sansa to say she wants to be queen in the north? Is it a sick dream? Okay. And her arc had been foreshadowed since like day one. Okay, Mr. Foreshadow. All the mistakes she made intentionally and ignorantly. And she had a record of not listening to advisors despite the fact that she wanted the best advice. Name one best advice that Tyrion has ever given Daenerys. The only time Daenerys has ever been successful is when she does not listen to Tyrion. It's the only time where she was successful. Name one thing that Varys and Tyrion have done for Daenerys. One thing. One thing that's where you can say, okay, they gave her this advice, she followed it, and then she succeeded. No. Every time they give her advice, she follows it and they fail. What best advice are you talking about? Literally, the master of spies, Varys himself, did not know that what do you call? Who's this guy? Euron Greyjoy was waiting for the Sand Snakes and Yara Greyjoy in the sea to attack. He did not. He had no idea. He had no idea that Cersei was sending an army to attack Olenna Tyrell in the Reach, in Highgarden. He had no idea. A whole army, 20,000 men. Varys spies couldn't see anything. Varys spies didn't see anything. Okay? And somehow they just attacked without any siege weapons and took. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Hell! She was bloodthirsty before season 8. Well, she was bloodthirsty. You can say that, but you can say that about every character. It's fine. Come on. Sansa literally fed her husband to the dogs. And some people will say, oh, but he raped her. No, dude. There was no such thing as a husband raping his wife in 3,000 years ago. And this is even worse. It's not 3,000 years ago. This is another world, which is using the rules from 1,000 years ago from Earth. But like, this is a different world, man. There was no such thing as a husband raping his wife. There's no such thing. That is a husband raping his wife. It's only us in the 21st century and maybe in the late 20th century where we recognize such actions as violent and sick. But people at that time did not recognize actions like raping your wife as an issue. Okay? So like, nonsense. Sansa literally fed her husband to the dogs. Okay, it's fine. Her father was the Mad King. Hello. Okay, so if your mother was, if your father is a rapist, are you a rapist? If your father is a killer, are you a killer? This doesn't even make sense. Okay, and if she didn't show any mercy on innocents, which innocents are those? Maybe we need specifics. What made people think she'd show mercy on the Lannisters in King's Landing? Well, she did show mercy on the Lannisters in King's Landing. Instead of attacking the Lannisters, instead of killing the Lannisters, she didn't kill the Lannisters. She killed random people. She didn't kill Lannisters. If she was killing Lannisters with a dragon fire, but somehow innocent people were just collateral damage, I would understand. But no, she had no intention of killing Lannisters. So, okay, it's fine. Season 8 was not perfect, but I think they did Daenerys right. Some people are stupid, man. Some people like, well, dude, Daenerys Targaryen was supposed to attack, dude. She was supposed to kill, even if she did burn the city down, but she was supposed to burn the city down on an effort of trying to kill Lannisters. I will understand that. I will say, okay, it makes sense. Even if 1 million people died because of it, but I will say, okay, it makes sense. Because She hates Lannisters, right? They killed her friend, they killed her people. Like, she hates Lannisters. In fact, Lannisters killed her father. Lannisters killed her father. So, of course, she hates Lannisters. So, I would understand if after they surrendered, she didn't want to surrender. Like, she didn't want to accept surrender. She just kept on going and killing. I would understand it. But if her intention was to kill Lannisters, even if she killed other people in the process, but if her intention was to kill Lannisters, it would make sense to me. And another thing is, before I go, is Daenerys does not take prisoners. It's one thing that has been established over the years, that Daenerys does not take prisoners. She takes no prisoners. She's the breaker of chains. She does not put people in chains. If you do something wrong, she kills you. But somehow Jaime was put in chains so he can escape. Somehow Tyrion was put in chains so he can go and advise Jon Snow to plot against Daenerys. There's no other reason why Daenerys would put Tyrion in chains. There's no other reason why she would put Jaime in chains. It doesn't make any sense. Another thing is, the showrunners, they portrayed Jon Snow as a threat to Dany and stuff. But in my opinion, even if Jon Snow wanted the throne, Jon Snow was not a threat to Dany. He was not a threat to Daenerys at all. Okay. How would Jon Snow take the throne from Daenerys? How would he do it? Because, first of all, even if you say, the Lords of the Vale and the North, come on, the North was not supposed to have any army at this moment, okay? The North was supposed to have zero army at the moment. After what happened with Robb Stark, with the Battle of the Bastard, with the battle with Stannis, and the North was supposed to have 0 men as an army at the moment. But it's fine. Let's assume he does have an army from the North. He has an army from the Vale. He has no other support, Jon Snow. But even if he did, how does he propose to defeat the dragons? How would he defeat Dragon? Okay. Daenerys has Dragon. She has Dawn. She has the Iron Islands supporting her. She also has her own army and that fucking dragon. How do you propose to defeat a dragon? There was no way, even if Jon Snow wanted the throne, there was no way he can literally remove Dany in any way. He had no power of doing that. So it's not rational for Daenerys to feel threatened by Jon Snow in any way. Come on, man. These people are bad writers. And when I find people like this guy defending such bullshit writing, I get angry. I really do.